Hey guys, what's up? Sorry for the lateness. I had to do this on my laptop as my computer just had to be a hunk of junk. Um, but yeah, guys, check out the new overlay. Oop, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
There, there we go. My mic wasn't working, so there we go.
We're
Um,
good. I'm so happy to be your first guest after being part of the network, Tyler.
yep,
Congratulations on that.
yeah, I
I
guess
I
this
mean,
is
it's a
a
it's a
first.
late start. It's a late start, but I'm super happy for you. I am seriously like I'm ecstatic that you're part of that network and to be part of your first show. Sort of live stream since that. Am I right?
Hmm. Yep, yeah, this
Yeah.
is the first one.
So why don't you do your opening? Like you're sponsored now. We got to say something about your the person that or the company that's paying you to do this. We got to do
Uh,
that. We got to do that announcement right now.
all right, well, I'll do the first one first, which is Jack, maker of that amazing artwork you see behind me. And you guys can check him out at gassy.art.com. Let me just bring out the banner real quick. Right there, gassy.art.com. I believe he's got some new prints coming out, so definitely go ahead and check him out. Um, but yeah, my secondary sponsor is DraftKings. So let me get out here and yes,
It's already down there. It's already in the on the bottom, so
yeah,
we
on the
can see
bottom
that.
there.
But you got to
DraftKings
say
Sports
something about it.
Yeah, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. DraftKings Sportsbook delivers the unmatched intensity of the NHL right to your fingertips, from player props to the thrill of live in-game betting. Every drop of the puck is your shot to win big. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus bets instantly. I use this, and you should use this too. Light the lamp all season long with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets for your bet to win. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877 HOPE New York or NY, or text HOPE NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-977-7 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Pass-through of per wager. Tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025, all rights reserved. So there we go.
We're gonna give him a
Mm,
clap for
yeah.
Tyler. First time doing the whole sponsor read, and I love it. Part of the new THPN network, and Tyler's one of the Canucks um, local uh, part of that network, and sorry to sort of take this over, but I've really got to give a shout out to some of the people that are jumping on right now, even though we have a 1 o'clock start. Um, I mean, Tyler and I talked about doing a midnight start right after Clay's show, but due to technical difficulties today, we are starting at 1. And
Yeah.
just a bit of a shout out to people like Canucks Uncensored, another local YouTube, part of the Canucks community. We got Alfred, Swerve and Irvin, Jeremiah, Canucks Uncensored, which is Wit, and also Jordy, He's on his personal account uh, coming on. And Canucks man. Canucks man is, I think, Rosario, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. But thank you for having me on, Tyler.
Yeah,
What's going on, man? It's been a while since we did a post game.
yeah, it's been a while. Obviously, the big news was me joining the Hockey Sports Network. That was really the big news of the week. Um, Becoming a part of that family is, I'm still kind of mind blown over it. I'm still adjusting to it just fine. And yeah, I'm really excited for what the future holds when it comes to that. Maybe I'll pop on some of their streams, perhaps. And it's just great to be a part of another community of podcasts. I've already received a warm welcome from some of the other ones as well on social media, so that's been great. And yeah, this is just huge for me. It's a big step, and I can't wait to do a whole bunch of stuff for it.
Yeah, man, I'm super happy for you, and I'm looking forward to bigger and better content from our local Canucks specialists here. But enough about that. Let's dive into the game first before we get unleashed after dark. I think you
Hmm.
have some info that you want to pass on in terms of the game because you were actually at the game with Canuck Clay.
Yes, yes, I was. I was sitting right next to Clay. It was great to sit with him. And I mean, they were the same seats that my wife and I sat in for the Columbus game, which is fine. They're actually pretty nice seats in 316 there. Uh, so, but
You actually
before,
prefer these seats over the 319 seats, right?
yeah, I just view wise, I kind of like it. Just being at one end of the ice and watching, but that's just my own personal preference. I didn't mind the ones at 319 and the ones that you and I were in. I didn't mind those. Uh, But I guess the 316 are a little bit lower, so I kind of like that. I did want to mention that intro is actually a brand new intro. I don't know if you guys could tell with like the little heartbeats at the start. I threw
No, it
that in
sounded
there.
different. Definitely. It
Yeah,
sounded a little
yeah,
different.
yeah. I threw that in there, and obviously I had to add, the DraftKings and the network, and then actually at the end when you guys see the outro is slightly different too, as I updated that. So look forward to that. But yeah, as far as the game, loved being right there with Clay. I mean, I obviously chatted about this me joining the network and whatnot, and just catching up at you know yeah, just catching up on old times. It had been a while since I had seen Clay, so it was just great, and it was great to actually talk a little hockey. Like dissecting some of the plays, like seeing I might be getting a little ahead of myself with the game, but seeing Hronik in front of the net or near the net, not at the point, was a little new for me. Although I know he scored that goal down low, but yeah,
It was super odd, to be honest, to see Heroic down in the bottom and PD on the top, and then missing, you know, the like he fumbled it a little bit, and yeah, it was just it was in general a really weird game. I was watching the third period with uncensored with Whit and Jordan at the uncensored headquarters, and yeah, like it just seemed like a really weird game in the sense that the Canucks did put 40 minutes in, but the last 20 is really where they usually falter. Uh, not really taking the Florida game as an example, but you have to look at that last game and then you look at this game. Like this game, they played okay. A lot of fumbles here and there, especially on that third goal. Before that sick Rantanen goal. But a lot of falters, and I think Witt was one of the like I was sitting beside Witt and we were talking about that play right before the goal even happened. Witt was like, oh my God, like Olander pinched and it just ended up being that goal. Witt actually predicted that Willander would get a point and the Canucks win. I predicted that the Canucks would lose after the second, just seeing how they didn't use all those chances to capitalize because especially on that 5-on-3, uh, those differ between a good team and a regular team. Because when you have those chances, you need to capitalize, and the Canucks obviously didn't. And you probably had a better perspective of that at the game, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, I remember seeing in the first period, PD had a chance and he kind of double clutched a little bit. He showed a little bit of slight hesitation and then he fired it. I even pointed that out to Clay where he needs to shoot that sooner instead of, waiting a little bit. So I was a little worried seeing that like right off the bat. I was like, oh no, PD, don't tell me you're going back to your old ways. No. But luckily that was the only time that I saw him do it, really.
Yeah. Besser
So
also
and
did that too in the
mhm.
third. But before we actually go forward, are you actually gonna do a goal visualizer kind of deal tonight, or are we just straight into talking about the game?
I would say just straight because I would have to pull
Okay,
that up. So,
okay,
yeah.
sounds good. But yeah, I mean, they started like to be very honest, the start of the game was a bit shaky. Just that
Mhm,
Lankinen giving up that first goal. I
mhm,
think at that point it was uh the shots were 4-2 for Dallas. I mean, the Canucks did overtake them at the end of the game, but in the beginning it was more about Dallas coming up. They were the team that was that had drive, that was going for it. And then the Canucks kind of took over midway through the first. Even during the second, I think the Canucks played very well. The only exception is just not capitalizing.
mhm. Yeah, definitely. I do like, I believe this is Rosie, which I actually did not know this. Flames are playing a back-to-back this weekend, and the Canucks are going to be rested. So it's a bit of a different scenario for the Canucks. Usually, the Canucks are the ones on a back-to-back, and the other
Yeah.
team is the one who is rested. So it's nice to see that the shoe's on the other foot for the Canucks in this one.
Yeah, for sure. But given the Canucks luck and also being a Canucks fan for
Hmm.
I don't want to say decades, but just that experience, it gives me that vibe that the Flames game is kind of like a trap game. Like
Hmm.
you expect them to win, but the Flames will come out flying. Who knows how they do the night before, but if the Canucks don't capitalize in the third period, which is usually how it works for back to back. So the team that plays back to back, they might come out flying, especially if they lose the game the night before. But by the time third period comes along, they lose kind of that gas, that punch. And if the Canucks don't capitalize on that, they're bound for something that we're not gonna be happy about.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. 100%. Um, as I well, I guess in the chat on Clay's stream, I didn't think the Canucks played a really that bad of a game. Um, for the most part, they had their chances. They just weren't able to convert on them. I saw a lot of like missing the net. Um, um, yeah, Urban's nailed it right there, and of course, Urban was at the game too. Dallas toyed with us until the third. I did think up until that breakaway goal, I forget who was it, Blackwell. I did think that we were
Blackwell.
going to OT
You
at one
thought they
point.
were gonna. You thought they were
Yeah,
gonna go to OT.
yeah. Just because nothing had happened in the second period, So I was like, okay, maybe, sleepy hockey and for the rest of the third, but then Blackwell scored that breakaway goal. And then Rantanen with the nasty backhand, his McDavid impression, I guess, from what was it, last week or
Columbus.
something?
Columbus game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually said in the chat in Clay's stream, perhaps that little slick little move, Rantanen might be shutting up those people who were saying, "Oh, he's nothing without McKinnon." Maybe he's changing that narrative that he can actually do it on his own. So,
Oh no. Like, to be very blunt about this, uh, Rantanen showed that in the playoffs last year when they played
mm,
against Colorado. When he got that, I'm not even sure if it was an OT winner or, anyways, it was a game-winning goal. Uh, because he knew how Colorado played, and he just jumped off the bench, and he skated up to the blue line and then just bolted out, knowing how the Avs played, and ended up getting that game winner. I think he got 2 goals, maybe even a hat trick during that game, and the Avs were pretty much done, just because of Rantanen. He had to show up and he said, "You know what? You guys gave up on me. I'm here to play. Let's go." And obviously Dallas advanced to play the Jets, right?
mhm, yeah. But I just noticed, some people are still on that train. But I didn't really watch much of the playoffs last year. So, but that's a really great point. Him, doing that to Colorado in the playoffs last year. Obviously, that was a statement game.
I think that was also game 7. If
Mm,
you look at if you go back and look at it, it was one of the sickest like goals. Like it was just holy shit. Like it was to the point where it was like, wow, just because you know how the offense works for your old team, you're using that and weaponizing that just so your new team can advance. Like that was savage, bro. That was
mhm.
definitely savage.
And Alfred does say that was game 7.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, I'm actually pretty good with my stats and games and all of that. I just realized that. I think the last stream that we did, I wanted to mention that because if my memory serves me right, stuff that comes out of my mouth is sort of towards the stat side of things. I think a lot
mhm.
of people think that I riffed and just go with the flow, but in a way, wit from uncensored. I think him and I vibe because I actually have some stats to back up stuff that comes out of my mouth. So you know, just saying that for the record.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Alfred here says the last Rantanen goal in game 7 was an empty netter, if his memory serves him correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm,
That was just to seal the deal, but I think he did get the goal uh that had had Dallas going up by a goal. That's why Avs had to pull a goal.
mhm. This is a good one from Irvin. Have you changed your PD take since 2 weeks ago? Because I guess a
Oh my
lot's
god.
changed in the last 2 weeks when it comes to PD.
Irvin, brother, if you can kind of remind me of what I said, because I do say a lot of things and I kind of go back and forth. It's mainly due to the play of the player, and I think a lot of people in this community know that I'm pretty much a straight shooter, and I'll call out what I see at that time, not being biased or offensive in any way. It's just what I see. So if you can remind me, let me know, bro.
Yeah, I don't even remember exactly what you were. I know we were all harping on him about shooting, and I guess he's kind of done that. He's picked up how many points in the last however many games. I don't have it right in front of me, but
I think he's on a 4 game streak right now. Actually, no, 5.
actually, I can actually quickly.
If you want to pull that up, yeah.
I can actually quickly look at that just by looking at my fantasy.
And Irvin, yeah, he did have a hat trick that game. Uh, exactly. Alfred is actually saying that he did. So apparently, it was before PD went off for 12 points in 9 games, and I guess I was busting on him, but I think at some point from then and now, I've been on Clay's stream, I've been on Tyler this stream here, and I've also been on Uncensored, and I think I I've said a lot about his defensive games and how I actually agree with Wit in terms of the breakdown that he had. And I think both of us sort of had that change of thought, change of mind when we spoke to Russell. I think it was actually during this stream that Russell jumped on and was trying to give us the breakdown. I think at one point he was asking if we had Heedle instead of PD, would we be doing better? And I think Russell gave us the facts that PD took way more defensive faceoffs. And even though he's not scoring points, he's been blocking shots, he's been winning faceoffs, especially the defensive end of games. I mean, not to high level. He's probably in his mid 40s, but still he was carrying the team on his back. And that made me look into the stats itself because I want to be factual in terms of whenever calling things out. Um, just in case someone comes back and is like, oh, Gerald said this. Like I don't have a channel myself, so I'm kind of scot free. I just jump on Tyler's stream, I jump on Clay's stream, I jump on Uncensored, and I say a lot of things and give a lot of takes. But with that said, I still want to be credible in the sense that it is factual, right? So, um, but with what Alfred, or sorry, with what Irvin said, you're saying his lack of shooting was dragging the team. Yes, I remember that. Okay, remember that. And at the time, it was fair take. PD for Selkie said Rosie, and Heedle at 1C without EP 40 equals. Actually, how about you answer that, Tyler? Heedle at
Uh,
1C?
without EP40, well,
Yeah.
how long would that last for? Like what, a game before he gets hurt? Like
Oh, come
that's
on. Be fair here.
um. I
At
mean, if
least
you're
5.
okay, yeah, at least 5. But at the same time, if this is a fully healthy, non-concussion Heedle, I kind of like the sound of that. But obviously, that the whole injury thing has me thinking. Um,
No,
but
but here's
yes,
the
it
thing.
was.
The question that Russell gave us, I think it was on your stream here, was with a healthy Heedle and with a healthy PD, who would you rather have lead the team? So say you can only have one or the other. So you can either have a healthy Heedle and maybe an injured PD, or a healthy PD and an injured Heedle. Which one would you take?
Uh, well, as of right now, definitely a healthy PD for sure. And it's a 5 game point streak. I just looked it up. But yeah, he has 12 points in his last 9. Um, but yeah, I'm still leaning towards PD. I just don't trust Heedle at all. Especially with the lack of. I know we got some update on Heedle by Adam Foote. What was it, last week? That he's skating again, which is great to
No,
hear.
it was actually yesterday, I think.
Oh, yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's great that he's skating again. That's positive news. But it took them a month to tell us that.
Bro, like you gotta chill on that because Forbert was supposed to be on a maintenance day and it's been what, like 6 weeks?
Yeah, yeah. Same. Well, yeah. I guess
So
same thing with Forbert
so
too.
right.
But even just
Uh,
a slight update.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Talking about injuries and talking about timelines and everything, if Alfred is there, he's gonna be throwing some shade in the chat. But I definitely understand that. And I think one thing he's gonna say is look at the Tanner Pearson injury back
Mhm.
during the COVID years and
Yeah.
how the medical staff of the Canucks have actually misdiagnosed and technically Tanner Pearson could have took some legal action towards the
Mhm.
Canucks, but he
For
didn't.
sure.
So yeah.
I'm actually a little surprised that he didn't. But that's nor here nor there. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was big. That whole Tanner Pearson thing. Very unfortunate. I thought Pearson was great. I really enjoyed him. Um, but yeah. At
But the
least
thing is, like with Pearson, I think it only worked out well because he was playing with both.
mm, true.
If you look at where he actually ended up, so he did a stint in Montreal, and then he did another stint in I think he's in Winnipeg now. Oh no, sorry, he did a stint in Montreal, then Winnipeg, and now he's with the Knights, if
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I was
correct.
I was about to say. I think he's with Vegas now.
Yeah.
So
And I think after that, after the Canucks, he'd do his job, and you know he knew his role, and he'd get these goals and assists, like played the way he's supposed to be, like that sort of you know at most top nine, bottom six kind of role, and he put in the points. But during the Canucks tenure, before he was injured, I would say he's more of a top six than a top nine or even a bottom six, right?
mhm. And then yeah,
Especially
Alfred.
especially with his experience. Like what really pissed me off the most was when we got to Foley at the deadline one year, and we had Toffoli and Tanner Pearson both from the Stanley Cup winning LA Kings a few years before that,
Mhm.
and we still messed up. Like how do you let these people go, right? It just that's what pissed me off. But over to Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred. Back in the day, injuries are reported at post game conference or the next day. Now it feels like whenever an injury is reported, who knows what it is, thanks to the Tanner Pearson injury incident.
Agreed.
Um, but Rosie has a good take here. He thinks it's the Canucks PR. They don't want anything out, especially after what happened last season with everything. The whole JT PD stuff. They don't want maybe distractions for the team or outside noise. So perhaps maybe that's why they're being a little more hush hush about injuries and not reporting on them right away or confirming about them right away, I should say.
Yeah, I honestly still think it's kind of wrong.
Urban, man, New York threw us a grenade with Heedle. Reading that makes me want to just belt out the Bruno Mars song, Grenade. As soon as
That's
I
your
saw
grenade.
that, yeah, that was literally was going through my mind when I read that from Urban. Yeah, Rangers threw us a grenade, and we caught the grenade. But Urban, jokes on them because JT is ass right now. Yes, true, but he did have 2 goals tonight. So, and then the Rangers still lost. So, but at least JT got some points tonight. Jeremiah, 5 players injured. I think Bluger, Heedle, Demko, Hoglander, Forbort. Yeah. I guess there's 5. Yeah, 5 injured players right now. So yeah, for now only 5. And I remember seeing a list. I think it was on social media about the amount of teams with the most injured players. Let's actually see if I can find it.
I think Florida's one of them. Canucks are one of them. Um,
The Lightning are one of them, I know.
yeah, the Lightning for sure.
Yeah, I think Florida was first with the most injuries.
No, that can't be. Like, it has to be the Canucks. At one point, we had 9 players.
Well, yeah, at one point, yeah, we had Lekaramaki is playing in the
No,
AHL. So
yeah,
he's in
exactly.
Abbotsford right now. So he's not hurt anymore.
And Mancini, I think Mancini was also sent down to Abbey just to help out.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have the roster spots, especially with Camp coming in. And we obviously had to keep POJ around. And, we kept McEachran. Is that right? Big Mac
Mm-hmm.
up because, dude, he played an amazing game. I think it was against Florida, right? So they kept
Florida.
him as opposed to Baines. And I think a lot of people are happy because there were a lot of Baines like haters, especially on Twitter, on why he's on the team and all that. So he was sat, uh, and McEachran took the spots. So we no longer really have that Abbey line of Carlson, Sesson, and Baines. But the fourth line tonight actually gave some juice. Like there's some jump in the fourth line. Do you agree? Like I don't know. Like you were
Mm-hmm.
you were at the game, right? So
Yeah, I got that list. Keep in mind, this is from the 18th, so 2 days ago. Toronto is first with 7, tied with Florida. Both Toronto and Florida have 7. So does Pittsburgh. Buffalo with 6. New Jersey with 6. This said Canucks at 6, but we're at 5 now. Boston at 5. Tampa Bay at 5. Dallas at 5. And then Minnesota at 5. And it says here Detroit is the only team not missing a player.
yo,
And yeah.
Detroit is at the top of their division.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they've kind of slipped a little bit, I think they went like 4-5-1 or I don't know, in their last 10 they've dipped a little bit, but Detroit's actually this might be like a sleeper. I mean, even last year in the playoffs, just kind of sneaking in. I think they snuck in, right? Or they just missed it by like a point.
Mm-hmm. I did just repost that on my X account, so if anyone wants to check that out, they can. But yeah, I completely agree with Urban on this one. The schedule is killing everyone. This condensed
Oh yeah.
schedule is hurting everybody. And he makes a really good point actually on this. It's like the NHL refused to extend the schedule to accommodate the Olympics.
It's always about money, and it's always about like the conversation Jordy and Wit and I had earlier tonight was about the Canucks and how Frankie Aquilini is treating this more of a as like a business than an actual like the culture is a business about making money as opposed to a winning club. And the NHL in the same sense is doing the same thing. They're going to accommodate so players want to play for the Olympics are able to go, but we need to still keep the 82 season. And next year, it's even going to be worse because it's going to be 84. And how do you keep players healthy if you have such a condensed or compacted schedule that you'll end up having healthy players for the playoffs? Because during the playoffs is this different animal, and players are bound to be injured during the playoffs. So is this good for the game or is it bad for the game?
Yeah, totally. Sorry, I'm just trying to pop up that tweet. I think someone wants to see it, so let me just quickly share it. I got it up right here.
Oh man, Irvin's throwing some shade here. Yo, love it.
This is working. And let me
I love how it
maximize
says
this.
draft. I love how there's DraftKings logo.
I mean, they are my sponsors, so, but that was not intentional. Here, let me just click on it. There we go.
Yeah, but even if you look at that post,
So yeah, as
Canucks
you
were
can see
at
here
9
from
at one point.
NHL. Yeah, I would definitely say they were up at the top earlier on, like when they had the 9 players injured, but obviously they've since gotten that was when I think when Quinn was out as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, just seeing this amount of teams though with 5 or more injuries is definitely very startling, especially talking about how condensed the schedule is, and I'm a little surprised that Pittsburgh is up there considering how well they've played.
Well, hey, look, Sid is like having a renaissance here. Like he's at the top of the goal scoring. Like he's not first, but at one point he was. He's still up there. And you have Malkin having another rejuvenated year. So come on, man. Pittsburgh is trying to go for things that management is not, because obviously Kyle Dubas is trying to rip the team apart and sell parts here and there. But these veterans, these diehard Pens players are trying to show what they can do, and we're not ripping apart the team.
Mm-hmm. I see what you mean by Urban going off. So if the players don't like the current NHL schedule, Batman and Daily just say, "You bitches asked for it." Woo! Tell me more, Urban. Tell us how you really
Unleash
feel.
After Dark, my friends.
Yeah. Jeremiah, why did we lose this game? We got out. Well, I guess for the most part, got outplayed by the Stars. Stars were just better.
Actually, no, I disagree. I
Oh,
do fully disagree, because you actually watched the game. Tell me what you think of the first two periods.
well, definitely the first 2 periods, I thought the Canucks did better.
Yeah,
Obviously, I missed 3 goals in the first period because I was too
because you're
busy.
getting your white spot. I know. We heard
I was
that. We
getting
saw
my
that.
white spot. I was getting my white spot and Sam's, because Sam had me get her a burger as well. I
Sam
can
was
throw
at the
shade.
game too.
No, she wasn't at the game. She wanted me to bring her home a white spot burger.
What? Oh, bro, why would you buy it from the arena, man?
Hey, she sent me the money to do it, so it was her money, not mine.
Bro, it was
So
like it's double the price from outside.
yeah, true. But yeah, she wanted her burger, so that's why I was a little delayed getting to my seats. And I think I wasn't even at the white spot when Dallas scored their first goal. I had literally just walked in the door. So, um, but yeah, so yeah, I missed those first 3 goals. I did catch them right at the end on the little TV there. But yeah, I did think the Canucks played well in those first 2 periods for sure. Here, let me Get us off here. Boom. There we go. I did think the Canucks played really well in those first two periods. Obviously, with them, Carlson getting that goal right back after tying it up, and then Dallas scoring their second goal. I did think they played really well in the first two periods.
Exactly. So let's put it this way: good teams will always find a way to win. Canucks actually played well, technically deserved to win this game, but given their third period mishaps, I mean that 3-2 goal, there were 3 mishaps there. So Huggy was actually already overplaying his shift as usual. Willander pinched and made a rookie move when he shouldn't have. McEachran should have cleared knowing that Quinn was on for so long, should have floored that puck down their own end, and he didn't. And then lastly, Huggy came and played the player who had the puck, as opposed to knowing he's the last man, should have skated back to make sure he could handle the potential 2-on-1, and he didn't, which led to a breakaway. Then he had to actually go skate back and defend the breakaway, which led to the goal. So there was 3 major breakdowns during that goal, that 3-2 goal, which pretty much sealed the game. But if we go back even further to the second period, I think you might have said it. A lot of viewers from Uncensored said it. If they, especially Jordan, I have to give a shout out to Jordan, because if they, or Jordan and Witt, because if they scored a goal in the 5-3 penalty, the 5-on-3, if they actually scored a goal, I don't care if it was during the 5-on-3 or when it became just a penalty, if they scored a goal, they'd be up 3-2. And even if they had those blunders, which I talked about, it would be a 3-3 game. The Rantanen goal might not have happened, and we'd be going into the overtime, and the Canucks at least would have gotten a point. But that didn't happen. So if we wrap it all up, all I have to say is the Canucks didn't capitalize in the second period when they at one point led the league in second period goals, and they're strongest in the second period, and they didn't capitalize on it and then let Dallas back into the game. Good teams will find a way to win, and that's how they did it. They got that 3-2 goal, then Rantanen came down, did that sick, nasty, backhand shot that went post to post, and we lost the game. The Canucks could have done better. They deserved to win because they played a full 40 game. But if we look at how everyone talks hockey, you have to play a full 60, which they didn't.
Definitely, 100%. And I said it on Clay's stream. I may have said it on Uncensored, but yeah, and Alfred hit the nail right on the head. If they had scored on that, I don't know, did you just say if they had scored on the 5-on-3?
Yeah.
It would have been, they very well could have won the game. And I even said that to Clay, sitting right next to him, saying they gotta capitalize on the 5-on-3, and they just didn't. Yeah, they were getting shots on, but a lot of them were missing. And I pointed out too that it looked like they were going for the tip. They weren't just shooting on net for the rebound. They were trying to tip it in. And yeah, they were doing that way too much on the power play. And perhaps they just need to get the puck on net and not necessarily look for the tip or the deflection, look for the rebound. But also Ottinger was on his game tonight.
Oh yeah,
For
100%.
sure.
No, but if you look at this game and if you look at something of very recent, the Chicago game. The Chicago game, this was like a carbon copy of the Chicago game. If you remember the game against Chicago. This was like 2-3 games ago. Do you remember that game?
Chicago. I don't remember it exactly. That was
So it was sort of tied it up, and Chicago ended up winning, I think 5-2 or 5-3. And Connor Bedard got the empty net goal that game. So it's the Canucks came out storming, but ended up losing the game. You look at the stats, if you're able to pull up the stats right now, the Canucks dominated this game with exception of shots blocked. I think Shorty at the end of the game said they had something crazy like 76 shot attempts. And if you look at the Chicago game, they had something similar to that, like 70 some odd shots. And Spencer Knight actually made like 40 saves or something like that. But in terms of tonight's game, Dallas made 20 block shots. Dallas blocked 20 shots, man. Like seriously. Like the Canucks were not joking around. Like they came and they made their shots, but Dallas came out stronger with their defense. Ottinger made key saves when he needed to. And look at the Canucks block shots. They had 8. PD's not blocking shots anymore because he's on this streak of scoring goals. He's not on both ends of the spectrum again. So, the few games following up to this so-called PD streak or this revenge tour that he's coming back, he's no longer playing that defense because now we have Kampf doing some of the defensive face-offs, and PD doesn't necessarily need to do those things anymore, right? And he's more focused on scoring points, getting goals. I mean, looking at the game tonight, with exception of that sort of like that shot that you were talking about earlier in the stream, he's been shooting more, which is great because everyone's been asking for that. I was even surprised during that power play goal where he shot the puck as opposed to pass it to DeBrusque and DeBrusque taps it in or gets a 5-hole or something. He actually shot it, and I personally, after looking through the footage and all that, I think it was a DeBrusque goal. But they said it's a PD goal. Maybe it deflected off a Dallas player and it ended up going in. Kiefer Sherwood trying to take a shot. He didn't touch the puck. He shouldn't get an assist. This guy's just trying so hard to score goals. Like, I love Kiefer Sherwood, but at this point right now, it just feels like this is a contract year. He is trying to show that he's a goal scorer, which, that PDO, that 30%, shot percentage is not going to last. He's just trying to get a good contract. That goal itself, I think you and Clay talked about it because Clay talked about it in his stream. I think Huggy passed it down to PD. PD shot it. DeBrusque got it in. The assist would have been Huggy and PD. Sherwood wouldn't have gotten into it, and DeBrusque gets the actual goal. But right now, it's DeBrusque and Sherwood getting an assist and PD getting the goal. That is one thing I really wanted to talk about on this stream.
But
you see it differently.
Yeah. Well,
Before going to Irvin's comment, please tell me what you feel. Please tell me what you saw because you were at the game.
Especially from the angle where Clay and I were too. We had a good vantage point. It was all a bit of a jumbled mess. Like, with everyone in front of the net, so I didn't actually really. Honestly, I didn't even realize it was a goal until last minute. But then I saw where PD was, and I was like, PD may have, you know, gotten his stick on it at some point, and it happened so fast too.
Yeah.
Even like watching it back on the replay, I did initially think it was DeBrusque, but then I saw where PD was, and I saw on the replay, I was like, you know what, PD may have gotten a bit of that puck, so that's why I kind of lean more towards that may be PD's. But I also saw DeBrusque go to the bench and do the high fives first, so that's when I initially was like, oh, it must have been DeBrusque. And honestly, for me, I'm fine with either one of them scoring. I have both of them in my fantasy, so I don't really care who gets the goal. I still get points
No,
regardless.
I thought you bet on DeBrusque and you would have won $100 if if DeBrusque scored the goal.
Well, that was if he had scored the first goal of like the first Canucks goal, I would have gotten a $100 Uber Eats gift card because I Canucks posted something on Twitter earlier today about like you can win $100 Uber Eats gift card if you predict who the first Canuck to score tonight is, and I picked the clutch, and it was Carlson. So I'm pretty sure no one got Carlson anyway, so I'm not that wrapped up about it. So,
Thank you for that.
but
And
yeah,
back to Urban.
the play the Canucks were trying to work on the power play tonight is what Bedard and Bertuzzi did to us that night versus Chicago. Huh?
That's a good take. That's a
that
really good take, actually.
that's a very good take. Yeah. Yeah, don't remind me of what Bertuzzi did that night because I still think
See, Urban. Sorry, continue.
I still think Tyler Bertuzzi's a little bitch. We are unleashed.
Bro. So Irving, I love that. That's why I messaged you earlier about takes and stuff. So hope you get that.
But yeah, that's
And
just my personal opinion on Tyler Bertuzzi.
you just hate him because he played for the Leafs.
Dude, Bertuzzi?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I just dislike him because he's nothing like his uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't, put up. Who was it? Was it Sherwood who was trying to fight him or something? Wasn't it? Not that most recent game against Chicago, but it was I think the first one we played Chicago was someone was trying to fight him and he skated away with his tail between his legs. Yeah, it may have been Sherwood in that. I'm not 100% sure. Urban anti-vax Bertuzzi.
We have a lot of
Again,
comments. Are we gonna go through some of them?
yeah, I'm trying to get through some of them now. Do you think we need to make a trade? I'm not sure because I mean we did the Reichel trade earlier and it didn't really it hasn't panned out really. Perhaps excuse me, it might now that he's on the wing, but I mean it's only been a couple games since he got moved to the wing, so I don't really want to rule that out just yet. And of course we got Camp as a free agent. Technically, it wasn't a trade or a waiver pickup. I forget who it was in Clay's stream brought up. Who was it? Lambert from, I believe it's the Jets. I think their first round pick is apparently been okay, or his agent has been approved to seek out like a trade. And apparently he's a center. So I would have to do a bit more digging into who Lambert is before I make a decision on if it's a good idea or not.
No, but
I did say,
Lambert actually has been for the Jets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned in the like before the season started, or actually no, when I had Matt Sakaris on, I asked him that exact same question. Like, does he think a trade might happen, especially if Hito were to be injured? Because I think this was, I can't remember if this
This
was
was in
before.
October. This was
It
like
was
late
no
October.
late October, so it may have been after Hito got hurt that I asked him that, and
But
he
Matt
said maybe
didn't
end
Matt
of
say
November.
like it didn't yeah, exactly. Didn't Matt say like after Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could make one, but also there's not a whole lot of players out there that really tickle my fancy at the moment. Um, I'd much rather wait, maybe till closer to the deadline, see what's going on.
Zaka.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could be an option still, but at the same time, I think he's going to be very expensive.
Hogs, and would you do Hogs in a second?
I don't know if I'd be willing to give away Hogs just because I got a lot of faith in Hogs, and
Yo, undersized player.
his
I
value
mean,
might be
I
down right now with his
like
injury, him having not played.
if you look at it, like Hogs is like Garland, but on the left side. We already have a
Mm,
Garland.
true.
And as much as PD and Hogs are like best friends, um, you know, it doesn't really mean anything unless it's, on the score sheet and they get points or he gets points.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know, what was it, last game? They had something during one of the intermissions where they had, I believe it was PD and Hoglander playing tabletop hockey. Um, and actually to start it, PD even said, I'm Niels Hoglander, and then Hoglander said, I'm Elias Pettersson. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
hilarious. And then I think it was DeBrusque and Besser who played
Yeah.
the other tabletop. By the way, I thought that segment was awesome. I was like, can we
And
get more of this?
really, I had friends that actually saw that and it was like, this is like they didn't like it.
Um,
Especially like, Garland was with Tyler Myers and Garland's like, oh, 6'7". Like it was that video that Garland brought it up and he's like, I know that. Do you know what it is? Because I think Myers is 6'7".
yeah, there was. I have to say there was a lot of 6-7 going on at the game tonight. They even
Oh,
had it on the jumbotron. I thought that was
d-
hilarious.
don't even get me on that. Like I was at the game. I was at the game last week, and you see all these kids on the jumbotron, or you see all these kids that are like like in the arena just going like this nonstop, and it's like you understand and realize like it's a joke, and you
Mm,
guys are making a joke of yourself. People are laughing at you as opposed to laughing at, oh, that's funny. It's not funny because it means nothing at all. Like if I'll throw this out on the stream, and if there's people in the chat, you know what? In Cantonese, 6'7" is lok tut. I don't know. I actually sent your link to. I have a group in Hong Kong. We're called the Canucks fans in Hong Kong, and 6'7" in Cantonese is lok tut. So lok tut. That means literal translation is a dick, like a a shaft of a dick. That's what it means in Cantonese. And it's like when we all heard that, we're just like, That is just the dumbest shit ever. Like, why would people use these two numbers and keep going like this when it's just ridiculous? Like, it's just nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't get it, really. But
It was
yeah,
mellow. It was mellow
Mm.
that got this shit started.
yeah, but yeah, they had it on the jumbotron. They even had little like 6s and 7s, and yeah, a bunch of the kids were doing it. Especially the kid who was sitting next to me. Although I was kind of going like this, just for shits and giggles. I had a beer in one hand and was going like this with the other hand, and the little kid next to me went like this too. I thought that was pretty cute and hilarious at the same time. But Irvin goes, imagine Besser standing next to P.O. Joseph in warm-ups.
Oh, you did not do that, bro. You did not do that. Oh my god.
I still can't get over P.O. Joseph being number 7. Like, I'm not gonna lie,
Why?
that kind of bothers me a little bit because that's Brendan Morrison for me. And I don't really think we've had someone who's worn number 7 since Morrison. I don't think, at least not to my knowledge, that I've seen.
Carson Soucy?
Was he number 7?
Yes, he was.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. Are you sure?
I'm 100%. Go check that out. I will put anything. I will bet you anything. Okay? Go check that out. If I am wrong, I'm willing to do anything. Whoever's in chat right now, if I'm wrong, you guys throw something out there and I will do that challenge for you. If Tyler can prove me wrong that Carson Soucy was not number 7. Brother, I know my Canucks players. I know my stats. I know my numbers. I'm just not with the stats wizard, but I still check my stats.
Yeah, he was. Oh, wow, I didn't even realize that.
You're
Weird.
welcome. You're welcome, Tyler, and you're welcome, chat. I'm sorry I disappoint. I can't do anything for you.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Alfred.
Alfred's like David Booth. That's true also.
Yeah.
Lyndon Vay. Was he 7? I don't think he was. I thought his number was higher. I always thought Lyndon Vay was like 21.
I'm gonna go look that up
Can
too.
you check Lyndon Vay? Because I thought Lyndon Vay was 21 before Hobbs.
No, he was number 7 as well.
Oh, damn. Okay. I had no bet on that.
Wow.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that one.
Irvin.
He was 57 with the Kings. Interesting.
What number was he with New York Rangers? That
crap,
I'm pretty sure
I gotta
is
open up
a
again.
good stat. Lyndon Vay did play for the Rangers. I'm pretty sure of that. Am I right, Tyler?
Lyndon Vay has never played for the New York Rangers.
Oh, damn it. Okay, that's the first one. That's the first knockdown. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, our friend says Vay was number 7 from 2015 to 2016. Well, that
one
actually
season.
explains quite a bit because I was watching more Blue Jays in 2015 than I was Canucks. So that's probably why I didn't notice it. But I'm gonna get into some betting odds just for tomorrow.
For
Just to go
DraftKings?
over, yeah,
Okay.
just looking at a few games for tomorrow. Actually, let's see if I can actually bring this up.
Okay.
On
I'm
here.
just gonna step aside for a minute or two while you do
Yeah,
that.
all good, man. All right, let me just bring this up on the screen. Don't need that. Let me maximize this. There we go. All right, so betting odds for tomorrow. Minnesota Wild at the Pittsburgh Penguins. The puck line. Minnesota Wild are at a minus 1.5, I believe. Or plus 225 for the Wild for the puck line. Money line, they're a minus 110. Pittsburgh Penguins, they were a minus 278 for the puck line. A plus 114 for their total, and a minus 110 on the money line. Take a look at the Blackhawks. They are a minus 162 on the puck line, a 104, a plus 104 total, and a plus 160 on the money line. Buffalo Sabres are a plus 136 on the puck line, a minus 125 total, and a minus 192 on the money line. Take a look. Carolina, plus 205 on the puck line, and a plus 114 total, a minus 125 on the money line, a minus 250 for the Jets on the puck line, minus 135 total, and a plus 105 on the money line. Boston Bruins, minus 175 on the puck line, minus 110 total, and a plus 160 on the money line. LA Kings are a plus 145 on the puck line, and a minus 105 total, and a minus 192 on the money line. Let's take a look at the 60-minute line here real quick. So yeah, the Wild are a plus 135. Weird. Anyway, there's money line, and there's that. Betting odds for the Canucks to make the playoffs. I don't know if I can really find that. I wonder if that's team futures. Oh, wait. Edmonton Oilers to make the playoffs. Minus 500, yes. A plus 380 says no. Although, oh yeah, that's 25, 26. Okay. Devils are a minus 500 for yes, and a plus 380 says no. Buffalo Sabres, a plus 500. That's a yes. Minus 700 is no. Canucks are a plus 260 that they'll make the playoffs. A no is a minus 330. Boston Bruins are a plus 310 to make the playoffs, a -400 not to make the playoffs. And yeah, there's the Canucks' odds to make the playoffs according to DraftKings. Let's see. While we have it up, let's take a look. This actually piqued my interest. Division winner. Okay, Pacific. So the Golden Knights are a -35 to win the division. Oilers are a +425. Kings are a +450. The Anaheim Ducks are a +650. Canucks are a +5,000. Seattle Kraken +6,000. And San Jose Sharks a +3,000. And then the Calgary Flames are a +4,000 to win the division. So there's that. Let me just get back to here real quick. Oh, Japan 4 in the house. Yes, we do. I have a code. It is THPN, or it's down there in the bottom underneath the DraftKings logo. Yeah, THPN, the Hockey Podcast Network, is the promo code to use. And as I said earlier, actually, you know what? Just quickly pull it up. Yeah. Yeah, for new customers, bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus instantly. So yeah, I don't know if you were listening, Gerald, but I went over. Urban had a good idea. Look at the playoff odds, or making the playoff odds. So I looked at what the Canucks' odds were of making the
Yeah, it was
playoffs.
+300 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's a good bet to go on.
division is even worse.
It's honestly a good bet to go into. I mean, don't quote me on this, but if we look at how we're doing right now with injuries, and once the Canucks are actually back to health, you have Bluger, you have Hoglander, you have hopefully Forbert as your 6-7. It's doable. Like if the Canucks can string, like a few games together, it's who knows? Look at St. Louis in 2019, right? They're at the bottom of the league and they ended up winning the Stanley Cup. So not that I'm that optimistic about the Canucks, but if everything clicks together like 23, 24, you never know. If the kids on defense work well, you have Forbert there to back them up. You have a healthy Demmer. You have a possible Heedle that plays you a couple of games in the playoffs, and you have Bluger, Kampf, PD, Ratu, and then once Heedle's kind of down, then you have Sasson. You never know. Like if you get the Abby Calder kids playing well as a thrifty fourth line, then you never know, right? It's if Sasson starts potting in goals just like he did at the beginning of the season, like he started the season off a goal a game. Ever since Abby, then first 2 games with the Canucks, if you have that Sisson playing, that's a pretty good fourth line. Then you have Teddy Bluger, I don't know, centering a Doc and who else? Like Garland line, and then you have a second line of Camp, Besser, DeBrusque, and then Petey with Sherwood and I don't know, Kane, maybe like that. Like you never know, right? Like hockey is a game that it's so unpredictable in that sense. So with those odds, I take it now since the Canucks are low. And if it dips lower, then take those odds because when the players come back and they gel and they mesh, it only takes a road trip for them to bond and get that culture back, and they're fighting for one another, and you know and maybe at that point we can go back to this stream and take a clip from it and just be like, oh, Gerald said this.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, definitely be clipping some stuff. Looks like
Harry
Harry's
Ma,
in the
what's going on,
house.
brother?
What's up, buddy? Um, I guess this is something people haven't really. I mean, I don't think we're at this level yet. But he says if Adam Foote gets fired as the head coach, one, I don't really think he's going to get fired. Because that'll just be another coach in how many years that we've had. Who do you think will step in? Well, if that were to happen, I do think it would be Manny.
100%.
But I also don't think Foote's getting fired. I don't think Rutherford or Alvin are going to pull the rug on him, especially knowing that he's a first-time head coach. I don't think a lot of first-time head coaches get fired after one season. No, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just don't think we've gotten to that level yet. Yes, he's made some mistakes for his deployment of lines and whatnot, but I see it more as growing pains, at least in my personal opinion, for him being a coach. And honestly, I actually kind of like Foote as a coach. He's a straight shooter. I mean, it's a little hard watching his interviews and seeing his nose like this all the time, but I'm not gonna hold that against him. But I think he's done an okay job so far with what he's been given. And yeah, I just don't think we're quite there yet. How are you feeling about that, Gerald?
I think there's been a lot of rookie mistakes with Foot, given it's his first year. Just with call ups. I think you and Matt talks about that
Mm-hmm.
previously, and with those kinks, it's a learning curve, right? But at the same time, there's one call that he challenged. I can't remember if it's Florida or Tampa, but there was I believe it was like a hand pass of some sort, which led to the goal being overturned. That was pretty clutch. But aside from that, I just feel like you got to give him some time.
Mm-hmm.
And with the assistant coaches that he has with Scott Young, Kevin Neal, uh, you know, like these people, like Scott Young, I think was a right winger that won 2 cups, one with Pittsburgh and one with Colorado. And Kevin Neal the defensive side. I mean, they've done okay in a sense so far this year, but I would personally love to see the Sedins sort of co-assistant on offense and the power play to teach these kids how to do the Sedinery that they did so well back in the day. If you can teach that, because the Sedins themselves are back and forth between Abbey and Vancouver. If you're able to, just give a glimpse of how that sort of power play is done, or just that Sedinery and like that cycling, the Canucks can do very well with that. And I'm not sure if Scott, like, I'm sorry, I don't know Scott Young very well, but if you can get some assistance from the Sedins, you guys are golden, right? Especially if with everyone being healthy and playing their roles, then we should be good to go.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Harry says, do you think the Canucks will be more active during the trade deadline or even before the trade deadline? And who do you think the Canucks is realistically getting? Yeah, I think we kind of touched on that a little bit earlier about in one of the comments earlier. I just again, it's the same thing with the whole Adam Foote thing. I'm not quite there yet when it comes to thinking about the trade deadline and whatnot. Because remember, we still got to go through the Olympics before the deadline. So I'm not quite there yet, and I'm not really sure. I could see them being active, but at the same time, I could see them not being active, depending on where they are in the standings. And if maybe if they're higher, at about the midway part of the standings, sure, they could probably be a little active. But yeah, that's just my whole take on it. I'm just not quite there yet.
Okay, I'm gonna give a hot take.
Okay.
Like a super hot take.
Mhm.
Super hot take. And I know it's on a stream. Like it's like I need to be responsible for things that I say. Because I'm a long friend of Tyler's and the line change. And this is going on YouTube for a while, so my hot take would be Quinn Hughes is going to get traded by January 30th or 31st. We're going to get 4 assets for it. I think a record by that time is hopefully hovering around 500. And with the 4 assets that we actually get, we'll probably get a first in 26. We'll hopefully get I don't know what team they're going to trade to. Like, who knows? I mean, it could be New Jersey, it could be whoever, but ideally it could be to a team that has a second line center that we can get. And at that point, Hedel is going to be in season ending LTIR. So we have the money to do it. And the Canucks make it to a wild card spot by the end of the season. That's my take.
Wow, that is like what Alfred says, that's a bold take. January
Cap that.
30th.
Cap that. January 31st, before the end of January, if they have a feel that Huggy is going to be like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore, trade him. It potentially can net them 4 assets, 5 assets, given that whatever team that acquires him has 2 playoff runs with him. So it's going to be probably a first, a second, a roster second line center, hopefully, and extra prospect or 2. So 5. So that's kind of my how I see things.
Yeah, I think I actually even saw in, can't remember if it was Clay's chat, but someone said you'll probably get the most value for Quinn at the deadline or right
Clay said
around the
that.
deadline. Yeah.
Clay said that. Yeah.
And
But I also said that before Clay said that in the stream. So I've been saying that since I think it was on your stream. We did talk about this. Like if Huggy were to be traded, it'd be best this season because whatever team trades for him, he gets 2 playoff runs. And that extra year at 7.85 or 7.8 whatever, bro, like that's at least a second round pick. So technically it could be 2 first round picks, a second C, some sort of roster player, and a prospect, or maybe 2 prospects. Like that's how I see it, because that's like you don't get a generational D-man like that. Like you have someone that's won the Norris a couple of years ago, and it's like a 1-2 between Cale Makar and him. How often do you get a chance to get a player like that? And if you can get that just before the trade deadline to go for a run, bro, that makes your team like at least like 50% more potent than you were before. Any team would do it.
So if that were to come to fruition, that take, that would be back to back January 31st, where we lost Miller and Huggy.
Bo? No, it would be Bo, Miller, and Huggy. Because
Was
Bo
traded
was
on the 31st?
yes, Bo was on the 30th and or the 28th, I can't remember, and JT Miller was on the 30th. And then Huggy would be around that time too. Go fact check that. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that that's what happened.
Yeah, January 30th, 2023, Bo Horvat was traded. And then last January was January 31st that Miller was traded.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
And I remember that day very fondly because I was at Metrotown when that trade happened. I'll never forget that, being at Metrotown with Sam, and then getting the notification on my phone. I think we were in the Uber actually leaving Metrotown when I got the notification, and then Sakaris and Price did like an emergency podcast, and I jumped on right away, like listening to it. And I think I sent like a super chat or something saying like why? Like why? And then basically asking about Trocheck. And this was before I knew that him and Miller are besties. So, and that's how I found out that they were besties was I believe it was Blake, or no, it may have been Matt actually who answered the question, especially when I brought up Trocheck. He said, Trocheck has a no move and him and Miller are really, really close friends.
Oh,
So
they're the best of friends.
Trocheck is probably the reason why Miller ended up going to New York. You probably,
100%.
yeah. But
so on this stream so far, I'm 2 for 3 at least. I mean, I was missing Lyndon Vay as being 7. I thought it was 21, but aside from that, I've been pretty clutch.
Alfred, yeah, that is true too. Typically, Albie and Rutherford like to make moves around January. I mean, we've seen them do it in November with what was it, Zadorov a couple of years ago. I believe they got him in November. Yeah, they do like to get active before the deadline. So, but real question is, if that comes to fruition and they trade Quinn Hughes on January 31st, how do you think the rest of the fans are going to react to that?
Uh,
It being
I
like one
honestly
year
would.
after Miller.
I would be happy to be honest. Like it's at least it's a trend in the right direction
Mhm.
because I'd be happy for Huggy just so he gets a chance to go for the cup because you're wasting his prime years right now. And on the other hand, if the Canucks can recoup some sort of sets in return, then it's a win-win situation, right? Obviously, it's not going to be entirely a win-win because the team that sends a superstar to away is usually the losing team. But given the fact that Huggy has a chance to go for the cup, I'd be super happy. I mean, I'd still cheer for Huggy. But in terms of the Canucks, you have assets that you can quickly turn around with. Hopefully, it happens within 2 years as opposed to 5 years or the 13 years that we went through with Benning and the new regime. Um, and Frankie will be happy about it because he all he cares is about business and he honestly doesn't care about the fandom, the people in Vancouver. All he cares about, what is the biggest revenue boost, and it's like a win-win for all three, four sides, like the fandom, Frankie, the management, and for the player. So if we were somehow able to pull something of that substance off, it would be a great day in Vancouver.
Hmm. Yeah, he cares about his, what, 2 games of playoff revenue.
Exactly.
um, but yeah, it's very well could happen. Just the whole, thing with that being the same day that Miller got traded, it would definitely cause a stir. And by the way, I'm totally clipping that hot take. That's
Just
gonna,
remember on February 1st of 2026, if that does happen, you post this on the line change and be like, wow, this guy called it on it's 21st of November now in
yeah,
2025 at
yeah,
2:35 a.m. I
yeah.
would love that. I would
I'll
love
definitely,
that.
definitely mention that if I post it. I'll mention that. Like if I post it on Twitter or something like that, I'll put that as the description. But I'm definitely gonna clip that hot take. That's gonna get a lot of people talking, and that's
Hopefully it goes viral and then maybe some of the locals like iMac and
mm,
you know who else like was like, wow, this guy's bold.
yeah. But yeah, that's definitely a bold take. I mean, I know Sam would be not happy at all if that happened because she's a big Quinn Hughes fan. So, but
I wouldn't be happy either because I actually just bought a Quinn Hughes like jersey. Just here, you continue. I'll be right back and I'll show you.
all right, yeah. Wow, there's still people in here. I'm a little surprised. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning, but while Gerald's away, real quick, let me, for those who may not have heard it earlier, let me quickly do my sponsor read just one more time, just so I can. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus bets instantly. I use this, and so should you. Light the lamp all season long with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877 778 HOPE NY or text HOPE NY, which is 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, pass-through of per wage tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. All right. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice one.
So typically when I buy jerseys, well, aside from this one, they do get traded. And I got the Miller jersey after he signed the extension, and then he ended up getting traded the next year. So we'll see what happens. I'll throw this on. Actually has the fighting straps. So there we go. There's the Huggy
Yeah.
jersey, and that matches up with my sort of hot take.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, damn, that's a freaking nice one. Yeah, I ended up changing into the skate one just because I felt like
Koozie, you have your
yeah,
koozie jersey.
I didn't wear it at the game tonight. Actually, I wore my signed JT Miller one.
Nice.
Just because it was the first game to wear it and got to show it off a little bit. Probably going to be the last time I wear that jersey to a game. Just because it is signed. But I guess I didn't really tell you the story of how I got that signed. Because I mentioned it to Clay, sitting next to him while we were there. But yeah, I guess I never really gave the whole full story on how I was able to get that. So why don't I do that right now? All right. All right. So for the story, this was a few weeks ago. It was actually right around Sam's birthday. We all went out for dinner up to Grouse, which, by the way, a little more of a sponsor, even though I
Grouse, okay.
contract.
Grouse.
Yeah, even though they're technically not a sponsor, but just figured I'd give them a shout out since they signed my paychecks. But anyway, we were up at Grouse. We were at the Observatory Restaurant, which is the fine dining restaurant they have. And we were up there because it was Sam's birthday. It was my grandmother's birthday. Their birthdays are actually a day apart. Sam's is the 7th, and then my grandma's is the 8th. Or no, yeah, the 8th. So they're a day apart. So we all figured, why don't we, instead of celebrating each one, let's just celebrate both on the same day, which was Sunday. And my sister brought up, let's go up to Grouse and have dinner. I was like, okay, yeah, I can take care of like the reservation for that. Being a Grouse employee. So yeah, we went up there and my uncle ended up joining us late. So I don't think we had started our meal yet. We may have done our appetizers when he showed up. So yeah, he came up. It was great to see him. It had been some time since I'd seen him, and yeah, we started talking, and then he very calmly mentioned, you know, referring to Sam and Mike Emler, basically saying, "I know it's your guys' birthday," and he had a little brown bag, and he handed it off to me. So he had something for me, and obviously I look inside the bag, and I see the blue orca with an A next to it. And I was like, "Oh, it's a Canucks jersey. Cool." Wasn't thinking anything of it. So I take it out, look at the front. I'm like, "Oh, cool. It's I didn't even look at the number. I just looked at the front. And I believe he even said, "Turn it around." So I turned it around, and it's a Miller jersey, and it's signed to Tyler, and then his signature underneath.
Nice.
So yeah.
So
And
that's how you
then
got it.
that's how I got it. He didn't say when he had it signed or how long he's had it. Obviously I'm not going to ask for the details about it. It doesn't matter. But apparently he was at the Rangers game. My uncle was there. I believe some of his kids were there too, and he told me actually they got tickets for JT's family, like his wife and his kids. So they got the tickets for them to be in it, or for them to be there, and um and apparently I didn't know that they were there. So because was it you who mentioned that JT and his family were?
Yeah,
You guys were in
yeah,
116, right?
we're in 116. Jordy and I were in 116, and we actually sort of met the Miller family that was there for the Rangers game, and it was like a tight knit kind of thing, and the security were clearing
Mhm.
people out. Jordy kind of lingered around, but yeah, JT came out
Mhm.
right after the game just to see the family.
Yeah. My uncle mentioned that to me, and then I even said, "Well, crap! I wish I had known you were at the game because I probably could have been a part of that." My
Yeah.
uncle probably would have, said, "No, he's okay," and I could have met JT. He even said,
Because you
like, I
were
would have,
at the game, you were upstairs in play
yes,
seats for
yeah,
that game.
yeah. And Sam ended up wanting to leave like right away. So had I actually reached out to him and you know actually made a plan to see him at the game, yeah, it's one of those what ifs. I very well could have actually met
Yeah,
JT. So I
there,
ever since he told me that, I've been stewing about it. I've been gah, missed
there's also
opportunity.
another what if, because I actually called you after the game and I said, let's do a post game here at the arena. And you're like, yeah, we're waiting for an Uber. And
Yeah, we had
then that's
already
it.
left at that point. Yeah, because yeah, Sam really wanted to go, and I'm not going to argue with the missus on that. Um,
You could have just been like, Sam, just go home first. I got stuff to deal with.
I should clip that too, and maybe she'll see it. No, yeah, no, but looking back on it, I wish we had stayed a little bit longer, and I obviously that, like I said, that's a missed opportunity for me. I'm really disappointed in that, but I jokingly said to my uncle, next year. Yeah, there's always next year because I'm sure we'll play the Rangers at
Yeah.
home at least once next year.
Oh, they will. I was at the one I think last year or the year before, and the Canucks won 2-1 in overtime. But that aside, since you're gonna clip this, I just want to say like a huge shout out to whoa, where is it? Travis Matthew. So he actually designed some of this like Canucks swag. And this is one of the toques that I got recently, and I think it's like super comfy and it's super nice. So it has the Zamboni on it, but yeah, I really like this too. It's pretty dope. Just kind of
Uh,
like your Grouse Mountain one.
I just threw this on because my hair is a mess. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
that's the story of the JT Miller jersey that I got. So
Yeah. So make sure you cap this. This right here is probably going to be here for another 2 months and 9 days, and we'll see if that comes to fruition.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if it does, we'll know who the
I
culprit
wish I
or that
Yeah, I
is.
wish I put some money on it, and you know, if that actually does happen. I'm not I like, as a Canucks fan, I would hate for that to happen, but as someone that's more realistic and seeing how the team is going, this would make sense for both parties, like for the captain Quinn Hughes to at least get a chance to win a cup, and for a team that's sort of in limbo for so many years, the last, what is it, 10 years at least. I want to say 13 years, but at least the last 10 years since 2015. Um, it would be great for both parties. So yeah, as much as I love this jersey that I just got, I thought about getting a black skate of Quinn Hughes, but everyone in the city has one, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking, who should I get? Because I actually have a jersey that I can sort of exchange, and I don't know. I don't know who. Like, I thought about Garland, but I also thought of Beset Motors and how there's like this curse. Like, I don't know if you know about the curse about, Beset Motors getting spokespersons, but they don't last very long, with exception of Garland, who's been there for 2 years. JT signed just before he got traded. Who else was there? Dakota Joshua signed the summer before he got traded. There was also, who else? Just a bunch of people. If you look at it, you just go Google it, Cassette Motors Canucks, you'll find it. I believe it's on Daily Hive. I am torn on who I should get a jersey of. I thought about Besser, uh, because I mean, 8 years for 725, but is it worth it? Like, I thought about DeBrus too, and it's just, if the Canucks actually do a whole teardown, like, all these players are going to be gone. So is there a point of getting one? And then I thought about Willander, and I think there's trade speculation on him too. So it's yeah, I'm still kind of like hesitant. So if chat, whoever is still around, you guys have a suggestion, please let me know.
See, what you should do is get a DeBrusque one, but instead of it saying DeBrusque, have it say the clutch.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's only for November's, and I can only wear it in November, right? See, yeah, I was the one that called that on here and also on Uncensored. And Wit's like, huh, that's actually true. He had a streak. I think it was 14 goals last year in November, and I think 12 of them were like power play goals.
Hmm. Yeah, wasn't he scoring a lot on the road last year too?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I think he had like 10 goals on the road last year.
Mhm.
14. Yeah. So I only scored a few at home. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Cool. So we're at 150 now. Almost there at the 2 hour mark again. And we have another message. I want to get a Brock jersey.
Jeremiah,
Jeremiah.
yeah. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Jeremiah's name is different. Like, I don't think he goes by Jeremiah.
Hmm.
Because
But yeah.
Clay calls him something else.
Hmm. But yeah, I'll admit I've contemplated a Brock jersey, especially now that he's signed long term. Obviously, ever since I got the Koozie jersey, I've been superstitious about which jerseys I'm gonna get. You know, I myself have a coin one. Actually, if you and I ever go to a game again, you should wear your blue Quinn. I'll wear my white Quinn. Because I have the white away one, and then yeah, we'll match.
Sorry, let me ask you a question. Why did you buy a white one?
I just wanted a white away one, just because I have
Okay.
all. I have mainly the blue Orca or the skate, and I was like, I've never actually had an away one, so I just thought I'd get an away one.
Because the thing is, like, unless you go to away games, I don't see a point in getting away jerseys. And the only white away jersey that I have is actually a PD jersey with the Vancouver crest. And what's funny is, like, during the uncensored stream tonight, Jordy brought up a point. He's like, "Oh, it's the California trip," and I told him about the stream last night because Somi's driving down to
Mm-hmm.
Cali for the thing, and he's like, "Why don't we fly down there and just catch it?" I'm like, "Okay." Like that would be crazy because the games in Anaheim, San Jose, and LA much cheaper than Vancouver. And for me, myself, like I have friends in San Jose. I have a season ticket holder friend that is in LA. So technically, all I need to get is the Anaheim game. So as long as I make my way down there, it works. But it's kind of messed up because their first stop is Anaheim, then San Jose, then LA. So it doesn't make any sense because geographically, it should be LA, Anaheim, then San Jose. Because you don't go Anaheim down to San Jose and then back up to LA and then
Yeah,
Vancouver. Like for a plane ride, yeah, it kind of makes sense in that sense. But if it was like driving wise, it doesn't make any sense at all. So I've been tempting Jordy to do a road trip. And it would be kind of crazy if we got Tyler the line change. Maybe I don't think Clay would be down for it, but like maybe Rev Trav, Doodle Hockey. Russ will definitely not do it because he has to do his streams. But
mm-hmm.
imagine if we had this community, this YouTube community where like all of us went down for the California trip and was cheering and we did this big super stream. That'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I did mention that. I think it was on Rev Trev's stream, not the one he posted for this game, but it may have been the last game. I suggested doing like a super stream. Um, and yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I'm all for it." But yeah, that would be interesting, especially if we rented like a U. Well, I mean, you mentioned Russell, not being able to do it because him in his streaming, but if only we could rent like a U-Haul truck and just be like, "Yo, Russ, just do it in the back of the U-Haul truck. Do the stream
Oh, screw the
there."
U-Haul. Like we could rent like a school, like a mini school bus that seats like 16 people and just, head down there. Um, if you can highlight some messages, actually, I didn't realize that Jeremiah Pachetta, uh, Bobby Ray, are you Yukon People's First, Bobby Ray?
Yeah, that is
And
Bobby.
and also, it's amazing how Harry Ma is still here at 2:57, or the message he left was 2:54, but like almost 3 a.m. right now. Yeah, like I appreciate, or we both appreciate people that are still here on the
Mhm.
stream
Yeah,
after almost 2 hours.
yeah. I was actually just thinking with your Quinn hot take. You mentioning like if he goes to a team that's not necessarily stuck in limbo, but imagine if he went to Anaheim.
Well, that would be clutch, man. That would be so clutch.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm just trying to think of their lineup and how Quinn would fit in.
I mean,
But
they have Carlson. They have Carlson. Do you think Anaheim would include Carlson in that deal, like Leo Carlson?
no, I mean, if they do, I wouldn't do it. But as from a Canucks perspective, I would probably get McTavish.
I was
McTavish.
I was about to say, yeah,
So it would
either
be
of
a
those two.
first. It'd be first McTavish. So if it was to Anaheim, so it'd be McTavish a first, second, and I'm not too familiar with their prospects, but another prospect or maybe two prospects, but definitely it would have to include McTavish and a first.
Hmm. Although this just came to my mind, and I'm glad Harry mentioned it too. I mean, he mentioned part of it. Imagine if they sent Quinn to San Jose for Celebrini.
Um, I mean that could work. I
I mean,
mean,
I'm not sure if San Jose would do it, but
because they are forward heavy,
mhm.
and to get a defenseman like Quinn would work. And if you could somehow package it with, I mean, if if Celebrini is wanting to come back to Vancouver and they know that, why not? But would they package it with someone like a Misa or like a God? I don't even know. Like I don't know the Sharks prospect, but yeah. But I
I
mean, even like Celebrini and Misa, bro, done. Do it.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd be able to get both Misa and Celebrini
Yeah,
out of that.
Misa hasn't done shit yet.
Hmm.
So that's sort of the underlying thing.
I mean, even if we got someone like Will Smith, who's very talented, but I mean, if I had to choose, I would obviously choose Celebrini if I didn't like choice on who we'd get. But yeah, definitely for San Jose, it's no first, second, and Celebrini. I'd probably take Celebrini over like maybe two prospects, just because Celebrini is a big name in a way. Um, Maybe drop that down to one prospect, like a separate, like lower, not low tiered prospect, but like a prospect. I
You know
don't.
what? I'd go as far. I'd go as far as Celebrini and Hughes. So a trade for Hughes, Celebrini, and a first. Like I'm down for that. I think that'd be enough just
So
to get the kid home.
Hughes for Celebrini and a first round pick.
Yeah. Oh no, and maybe like a prospect demon. Like whatever they throw us, like we need a D-man in our system kind of thing.
Yeah, Harry brings up this one: Will Smith and Celebrini, and a first for Huggy. I don't
Dude,
know if San Jose
I
would do that.
I would take that in a snap, bro. I would
Oh
take
yeah,
that in a snap.
I totally I'm not gonna. I haven't really entertained this at all. But for this, Will Smith and Celebrini, sign me up. I would totally take that. Just because Will Smith and Celebrini are a bit of a duo. And imagine if he had those two. I mean, Celebrini would be your 2C. And then
Yeah.
Smith would probably be on that second line with him. So, yeah, you got me sold on that.
And we throw Besser on the other side.
Yeah, although, how do you think Charlotte would feel about that?
Honestly, at this point, I don't care because I mean, it is what it is. He gets Quinn Hughes, he should be happy.
Yeah, and he gets to keep Misa too. So
Exactly. His favorite player is Misa. Wonder if he actually watches your stream, Tyler.
I don't know. If he does, maybe we'll get you on sometime.
Yeah, bro. Like I'd like to have a one-on-one with Charlotte. Maybe I'll reach out
Jeremiah,
to Charlotte and jump on his stream.
are you guys tired? Me, not really. I actually got a pretty good night's sleep last night. I was actually in bed before Clay even started streaming, which is early for me. I was just really tired yesterday. So, and I think I slept 12 hours. So I woke up around 11 a.m. and that is about when I went to bed was around 11 p.m. So I got a
You
good
you
12 hours of sleep.
are you working tomorrow?
No, I'm not. I'm actually off for 4 days. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm just gonna probably just relax. I do
And by
have
the way,
a
Bobby. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I do have a family dinner on Sunday. I don't know what time it is yet, so I'm unsure if I'm going to be able to do a post game that night. But I'll know hopefully by Saturday.
We can do a late one at 12. How's that?
Well, then I gotta work Monday morning though.
Oh
So
shit. Okay. Okay.
yeah, but yeah, I'll let you guys know hopefully by Saturday. I'll probably just text my uncle and ask him what time. And if it's an early, I should be able to do 9:30 or something like that.
So we're at like 2 hours and 3 minutes. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat since some of you are still there. If you want to help me out, I don't think Tyler minds,
No.
but I am like it doesn't look that great, but for an Asian, that's a lot already. Um, if you want to help out for Movember, I'd really appreciate it. Huge advocate for mental health, and that's what I am trying to raise funds for Movember. And I will drop the link down below. If you're able to, anything is appreciated, even a few dollars, whatever you guys can throw down. I would sincerely and genuinely appreciate. So thank you for that. Oh wait, I'm not allowed to send a link, Ty.
Um. Well, here, why don't you send it to me and I'll post it
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
I can easily
Thanks.
do that. I'll make a banner for it and then I can put it up on the screen. Oh.
But yeah, I mean, this is crazy. In another 2 hours, and this is the first sponsored stream for Tyler, the line change by DraftKings. Use coupon THPN, and you can get $300 worth of bonus bets after depositing $5 or any bet that you make with $5. So help Tyler out, help THPN out, the Hockey Podcast Network, which I'm not a part of, but like my good friend here, I'm just trying to help out, and let's get those views up. Let's get those likes up. Let's help out the hockey podcast network. And at some point, if I if I do a podcast of my own, I'd be side by side with Tyler, and hopefully the Hockey Podcast Network will also bring me on. But thank you, Tyler, for throwing that link up. If any of you are able to, please help me out with any sort of donations that you can. I mean, it's very tough for me in November because I November is very hard for me. It's not like playoff time, and I have to grow this embarrassing mustache goatee. And I'm not like Tyler, who can just grow this bush under his nose. Um, who can curl it. But if you're able to make any donations, I fully and genuinely and sincerely appreciate it. It's for men across the world, and men around the world will thank you for it. We are trying to raise awareness for mental health. We are here to raise funds to help those in need, and you know, uh, especially if they have mental health issues, and a lot of families don't know how to deal with it. So there are workshops that Movember is offering to families of people that have mental health issues. So if you're able to do that, thank you, and I appreciate it. And if you like this video, also give it a thumbs up, and also use the code THPN for DraftKings.
I just want to highlight a comment from Harry. How it looks like a young JT male. I will take that as a compliment every single time. And then he just throws in because I curled the mustache. Now he looks like Lanny McDonald. And hey, I'll take that
Oh,
too.
that's
I mean,
hilarious.
I do have some oil that I can use to get it perfectly there. Who knows? Maybe the next open house Clay does, I'll make sure I twirl it. Um, but yeah. But yeah, definitely go ahead and support Gerald's Movember. I did post the link in the chat as well as with the banner. So yeah, definitely go ahead, show some support, donate any amount you guys want. This really helps out Gerald. Oh,
Sorry, I clicked the wrong button, but yeah.
oh good. Oh good. But yeah, I think we should end it there on that note.
Okay.
So yeah, guys, definitely check out that link for Gerald's Movember. Any kind of money, could be $2, $3, $4, $5. Any amount helps, and it's for a really good cause too. And then we'll do this one last question because I think it's actually a really good one from Harry. And it's this one: if you played for the Canucks, which position would you play for? Oof. I'm gonna have to say goalie, just because that's my bread and butter. Um, and I wouldn't be like Demko. I wouldn't be sliding like to the left or the right, and pulling my wang every single time I do that, like he's out with right now.
To the left, to the left.
Yeah, I even said that in Clay's stream. I was like to the left. Then I think Irvin caught on, and we were just throwing slide to the left, slide to the right. crisscross. But yeah, definitely goalie for me, for sure. What about you, Gerald?
I would probably be right wing. Because the Canucks need another right wing. I mean, God, Jordan asked me on the stream with Uncensored earlier. He's like, why am I not playing anymore? And I told him straight up, I was like, because I suck. But you know, um, if the Canucks need a fourth line right wing, I'm down. Like I'd be there tapping some goals. But but yeah, that's the position I play for.
Yep. Just tap it in. Just
Tap it in.
tap,
Exactly.
tap. Yeah, but I thought that was a really good question. Harry, very good question. I absolutely love that one. And yeah, I'd be goalie. Definitely, like I said, I'd be a much better Stuart Skinner. I even have the mustache for it too. So I'd be a much better version of Stuart Skinner.
So at
Um,
least at least he doesn't get paid like millions. Like he'd probably be on a 775 and it'd work out. He'd be that backup.
hey, okay. I mean, next lanky, yeah, yeah. But at the same time, I think I'm more Demko level. At least I was back in the day.
As long as you don't give up those terrible rebounds, man. Like the rebound
Um,
control for Lanky, like I think I on the last stream that we talked about, like it just pisses me off so much that Lanky gives up these crazy ass rebounds. Like the first goal, what was he doing? Like he put it between his legs. He didn't have his glove hand behind him, and it squirted out. The other player got it on the other side and just tapped it in. Like to tap it in. Like that's how bad it fucking was. I'm sorry. And
yeah.
I can't be Garland because I can't be breaking ankles like Quinn, but I would more be like I don't even know like what a shitty like right wing would be. Uh, yeah, I don't want to name names, but just like a fourth line right wing.
Um, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say Kane, but I'm not sure if he's right wing. I
He's
mean,
left wing. He's left wing.
left wing. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I had a feeling that wasn't gonna work. But yeah, and then Harry Canucks need to jam in the goal. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that, or they can just tap it in. Just tap it in. No, listen to Chubbs. Just tap it in. Anyway, I guess we'll end it on that.
Okay.
I'm turning loopy.
Yeah, I'm
Because
getting a little tired too. And hopefully
so
at one point you'll get Bubbly to sponsor you. That'd be great because I've been drinking Bubbly all night and it's been quite refreshing.
I should get Pepsi to sponsor me. 'Cause well, normally I drink Coke, but there was no Coke 6 packs that were on sale. It was just Pepsi that Sam picked me up from her work. So it's
Yeah,
Pepsi.
Pepsi's not going to sponsor you after you said that. So
Mm-mm. No.
I,
Um,
I I I love the taste of Bubbly. So if you can sponsor Tyler, that'd be great. Even though
Clip
he
it.
doesn't like even though he doesn't like Pepsi, he prefers Coke. But I'm backing Bubbly, especially Buble. There we go.
There you go. And I'll clip that. um, Harry, we'll do one more just because Harry asked, which other games are you going to this week? None. That's it for me for Canucks teams, at least for now. Um, I got my 4 in for at least this season, which is the most I've ever gone to in a season, I think, which is pretty good. Not bad, like what, 22 games in, I've gone to 4 of them, which is
Yeah.
not terrible.
I'm
Um,
just waiting for Tyler to take me to a game.
um, predictions for Sunday. I mean, it is the Flames, and they are playing on a back-to-back, like we talked about, an hour and a half ago. Um, and the Canucks are going to be rested. I'm going to go 5-1 Canucks.
Yeah, you're not gonna like this. Like, I mean, even like my prediction earlier with Uncensored, people were like, "What's wrong with Gerald? What's wrong with G?" Because he's usually like the huge optimist of the Canucks. I'm gonna go 4-3 Calgary in overtime. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'll just
And
go
then
5-1.
and then the Canucks will go 2-0-1 on the Cali trip just because they lost to the Flames. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that was a pretty good impromptu or last minute post game show. 2 hours and 17 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. This was a lot of fun. But yeah, any parting words at all, Gerald, before we
No,
sign off?
I think we're good. I mean, for the first sort of live stream sponsored by DraftKings, please use the code THPN for your $300 bonus bets if you bet $5. I think it went well. I mean, it
Mhm.
was impromptu. We started at 1 and we ended up for over 2 hours. And if DraftKings, you guys need another person to do a stream, let me know. Or if you'd like me to come on to the line change again, let us know. But yeah, it was like definitely a great game. Canucks played a full 40. Uh, would have been better if they played the full 60. Hopefully against Calgary, they will play well because with my prediction, I think they won't. They'll give it up in the third. If the Canucks are consistent in a sense, they will win the game. But I feel like they're gonna flounder in the third and lose it. But yeah, great stream, Tyler. Thank you for having me on as usual. I appreciate it. Love doing this stream with you.
Yep. Yeah, thanks for coming on. For asking about this, and doing this. It was great. And excuse me, sorry. And yeah. So, if you guys like this video, be sure to. Whoop, sorry. Where did it go?
You
There
just
we go.
had it.
There we go. Be sure. If you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button and to turn on your notifications. And you guys can find us on social media. You can see there Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. All the usernames are there. Feel free to give us a follow. And I have a new one here. Join our Discord. It's completely 100% free. Free to join. There is a link to join the Discord in the description. So feel free to join the discussion and be a part of the Line Change Discord. And if you prefer a audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow as well as rate and review us. It's of course greatly appreciated. And that's going to do it for this the line change after Unleashed After Dark. I'm still getting used to the name. Post game show. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys hopefully very soon. So Peace out. 20 after 3 in the morning. Yeah, we were still going, but thanks for coming on. Appreciate you guys. For those of you that actually stayed, really appreciate it. And a big thank you to DraftKings. Once again, use promo code THPN. And also a big thank you to Gassy Jack Art as well. That's Gerald and I signing off. Peace. We'll see you guys next time.